What up, what up, what up? What up, fan base? It's your boy Sid Linus checking in once again. I'm a fan base ambassador, and this is the week one of the Virtue.News sports show. Today we're going to be talking about football. We're going to do everything from week one all the way until week 18. We're going to do the playoffs, we're going to do the Super Bowl, and we're going to do it on the fan base audio app. So make sure you download Fanbase. Make sure you follow at Cedlinus at CEDLINUS. And when you follow me, you will get notifications whenever I go live. Today we're doing it at 7 o'clock Central Time. It might be different. We might do different times. I might try to switch out at different times just to see how things going. But this is the first week, so I am here doing this for week one. Now, the topics we're going to talk about today. Also, on Fanbase Audio, you are monetized from day one. So if you create a profile and you come into the room, you can get paid tips and loves, which convert into money. You can get paid just by joining in on the audio room and just by being part of the audio room. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and get started. When people come to the room, I'll bring them up, and then we'll be able to have conversations about the topics that I'm actually talking about. So I'm going to start off with probably the biggest topic of the preseason, the offseason, and it has been Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders has been the biggest topic, and I told people from draft day that I wouldn't have shown up if I got drafted anywhere between rounds 4 and 7. Any rounds between 4 and 7, I wouldn't have showed up. I would have made a call to the Rock, and I would have been like, yo, I'm coming to the XFL. They play on ESPN as well. And there's a reason why I would have done that. And the reason why I would have done it is because when you get drafted from rounds 5 to 7, it is very hard for you to bounce back from that to be a starter or to be a player in the league. Because literally when teams draft you in rounds 5 to 7, you're not actually just auditioning for the team you got drafted for. Because 9 times out of 10, people who get drafted in the 5, 6, 7 round, they get cut. So you're auditioning for the whole NFL, and that's the way they view you. So from going from a person who is drafted in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, going all the way to trying to be a starter or trying to make the team, or trying to be the second string, it's almost impossible. They don't have you in mind. And so then we have to talk about, hey, so why did he slip so far? Why was he rated by Mel Kiper to be, I think Mel Kiper might even had him as the number 1 quarterback. And other guys have him as the number 1 or 2. Most people had him 1 or 2 best quarterback in the draft. How did he slip all the way to the 5th round? Is it because of Coach Prime? Maybe so. Maybe not. But it's abnormal. It's abnormal for a guy rated that high to slip that far in the draft. So then you have to say to yourself, okay, well, he did. He slipped that far in the draft. He went to the 5th, 6th, 7th round. Okay, so what's next for him? He's going to get reps with the 4th string, the 3rd string in practice. He actually got a gift because everybody else was hurt. He was able to start in the first preseason game. And I think he played decent. He played pretty well. He threw 2 touchdowns. I think some people think that he played great. I wouldn't say he played great. I just say that he played well. And then the second preseason game, he didn't play at all. Dillon Gabriel played. And Dillon Gabriel played okay. And then the third game, Dillon Gabriel played great. And Shedeur Sanders didn't play good at all. So the one thing we have to understand is that, hold on one second. Let me see what happens if. Okay. I'm back. Just technical stuff. So with Dillon Gabriel, he's the person they have in mind to be the backup for this year. They drafted him before Shedeur. He's the guy they have in mind. When you are drafted in the 5th, 6th, and 7th round, you have to play perfect. You have to play perfect. You cannot, and I mean you absolutely cannot, have a bad game. Because to be truthfully honest with you, the way he played in the third game, he might have got cut if this wasn't such a big deal. Who knows? Or if they wasn't able to trade Kenny Pickett. But do I think Shedeur is a good quarterback? Yes, I think he's a good quarterback. And I think he deserves to play in this league. And I think if he keeps working, he could be a starter in this league. My thought was that I would have drafted him in the first round if I were a team that had a lot of pieces already in place. You don't want Shedeur running around like he ran around at Colorado with a team with no blocking and things like that. You know, if you don't have your offensive line in place, Cam Ward would have been a great pick. If you do have an offensive line and some running backs and some receivers or whatever, Shedeur would have been a great pick. That's what I believe. But I believe my take, and it could be a hot take, but I believe that I would have went to the other league. They play in the spring and the summer on ESPN. Because that's much better than being in a position where you're third string on the Browns and you might not even get on the field. At least if you play in the XFL, you can have content. You see what I'm saying? There's content for you.